Fading in audio right now.
Fading in
Okay.
audio. Oh man, was I too slow?
August,
What do
you
you
can
mean?
never be too slow.
Is it too slow?
Wait, are you making a graphic for the show or for the outro?
As for the outro.
Oh, we need to do one for the show too. Frick.
For what show?
The show we're
No,
on.
remember we wanted to make it so it's only us two because half of them are from the last season and like there's no linear season.
You mean like a thumbnail for the YouTube covers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can do it right now. Just go on the Young Pixart.
Pixar. Okay, everybody who's listening, please tell us Pixar versus Photoshop, what you prefer and why. Drop it in the comments. Start a flame war. Thank you.
I don't know if there's anybody in the chat. Maybe Bridget. Yo, Bridget, what the frick is that, bro? Get in here.
I don't think I ever used PixArt.
It's pretty good. I don't like the background though. Fuck. It's so fun.
Is that your big blankie hoodie?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. One of my cousins got me one for Christmas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's so nice, but I think mine maybe is bigger than yours.
What? That's so chaotic.
Literally drowning.
Yeah,
It's like
Jasper's is
it goes
massive.
down to my shins.
That's like impossible.
It's like awesome, but
That bit look back there.
maybe too much, you know?
I feel that. I don't think I could, because this is like a good length, you know, it goes right to my knees-ish, just under it, I think.
Mhm.
It's a good feel.
I still have. Oops. Whoopsie whoopsie. I committed a fucky wucky. I have the wrong link in my bio. Put the new link. You have any plans for the summer, Jasper?
I'm gonna be working for summer 1 and then summer 2. I think I'll take classes. I think they're asynchronous though.
Yeah.
So I might also be working part-time at my current co-op if I can pull it, because what else am I gonna do?
You'd be
Classes,
like
yeah.
at the factory part-time?
Yeah, I guess. Either, I mean, I haven't figured it out. Like I would maybe go in like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and do classes Tuesday, Thursday, or I go in like half day every day and then just class at the end. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Got time to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's like, what else am I gonna do with my time, you know? Might
Yeah.
as well keep working because it's a good experience.
Yeah. Money helps sometimes. Money helps with the problems.
Dude, I need Pain Star, bro. How am I gonna buy Pain Star?
Pain Star is. Do you think it's on Grailed yet?
I don't know. It sounds like I don't know if it's gonna be resold. I feel like anyone who buys, or most people buy it, will literally genuinely keep it. But obviously, people are rude.
Oh, it's on Grailed.
Oh damn! How much is it? Like a lot?
There's one hoodie that goes for like $150 to $300.
It's kind of a wide range.
It's a pretty wide range. Grailed goblins. Are you a Grailed goblin, Jasper?
I'm gonna go with only on Fridays.
Only on Fridays. Okay.
Fridays at 3 p.m.
Hmm.
Eastern time.
I want Pain Star.
Wait, that's not today. Every day is a different day, but they all don't feel like the way they used to. I thought today was Friday for a sec.
Damn, I wish.
You would still be in quarantine though.
Yeah, but at least I would have already gone through multiple days.
It's true. It's true. Quarantine. It's like every week I just get to the weekend, but now it's every week August on Friday, which is like in the middle of the work week for me, but whatever.
It's just 2 days of Friday. That's how you watch multiple shows, and then every day is a blessing.
That's
But
true.
like multiple shows aren't that good.
Wonder Egg Priority.
Oh, true. Is that airing now?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what you're binging Warden.
Yeah, I'm binging it so hard. I watched
Who
like
would watch such a show as Orin?
I've watched like 20 episodes in the last month.
Oh, so you're not.
Whack.
It's a short show. Oh. Yeah. Oh, Dad, did you get my? Are you ready, Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready, Jasper?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Hi, welcome to Unlock the Swag. I'm your host today, August, along with my partner.
In crime, Kevin Zhang, and we're here today with Jasper.
Our special guest, Jasper. What do they call you besides Jasper?
Besides Jasper,
Mhm.
I get Jesu a lot. I get hey you if they're yelling at me across the street, you know. I think it's just that, you know.
Gotcha.
Jesu. Okay, word. So Jasper is an engineering student, very musical, known for his interior decoration skills. I also see the drawing on his whiteboards in his old dorm. Throwback to that.
Oh,
Christian youth pastor or something. We know that's not actually what it is, but he said it's funny, so we kept it. And all around crafty motherfucker.
That was a
I say
Minecraft. That was a Minecraft reference. But he's pretty.
But he's also just crafty. He's
in
also just
other
crafty,
ways.
though.
Yeah.
Redstone engineer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exactly. True.
The engineering that we're talking about is redstone in Minecraft.
Yes, sir. That's my major.
Convenient.
Yeah. What's the most impressive redstone thing you've made?
That's whack. That was so long ago. Oh my gosh.
You can make it up. And nobody will know.
Make it up. No one would know. Yo, I had this like massive ship that just flew across. It was like 5 chunks wide. No. I think my watermelon farm was pretty cool, although it never worked. It like smashed watermelons, but only when I was standing, and it just didn't work, you know. But conceptually, epic.
Watermelon farm.
Word.
You wish you had one. I wish I had one, to be honest.
Sugarcane farm.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah. Okay, tell us about what you study. What kind of engineering?
Yes, I am. What's up?
I was going to ask for the audience, what is engineering really?
Shoot. I feel like engineering is an amalgamation of like a technical approach to solving problems. I think it's more like using math and logics and stuff like that. I feel like I'm really generalizing here. Engineers about to come up my throat. But like it's a more math-based approach to arriving at solutions.
Mm-hmm.
That's my gist.
Right. And what kind of engineering do you study?
Yeah, so I am currently second year turning into third year at Northeastern, studying industrial engineering with a minor in healthcare systems operations. industrial engineering is not making buildings. It's actually about improving efficiency in processes, whether that's like manufacturing lines or transportation systems or just human machine systems in general. It's all about making things work even better.
What thing, or I guess like system, do you want to work better the most?
I get really upset when I walk into a restaurant and the line is just like doesn't make sense. You know, like those restaurants where you have to like walk to the back and then go forward and like people are crossing everywhere. If I just pull up to a taqueria and I just want a taco and I can't get to from point A to point B without bumping into 3 people, that's an inefficient system.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think restaurants can really use it sometimes. It really brings a better experience. So
What are some restaurants that have got it down, and what are some restaurants that are lacking?
That's a good question. Oh, there's a restaurant in Woburn called The Restaurant. When you walk in, it's almost like cafeteria, like a school cafeteria style. You walk in, and then it's like a whole row of just like cafeteria style food, right? But you order and you just go along that thing. So you get your food on your plate as you go, and then you get at the end, and then you pay, and then you just go in the seating, which is like not in the middle of the entryway. So it's all very like circular approach. There's a nice flow of food. I would say Rebecca's is like probably the worst. Everyone in the lines just crammed up in one side. I wish I could redevelop Becca's lunch lines, but alas, rest in peace to the homie. I don't know what's called anymore. What's it called?
They changed it?
Yeah, it's no longer Rebecca's, dude.
What?
Yeah,
I
Kevin,
would-
what's it called? It's like the
I
name of
wouldn't
the
know,
building.
man. I don't really eat on campus.
It's called Churchill's now, and they have like
Shit.
5 sandwiches. Wow.
Wow, that sounds like misogyny to me.
Winston Churchill.
Joke. Rebecca's, for the people who don't know, Rebecca's is like Northeastern's sandwich restaurant. It's like under, it was. It's under one of the like campus lecture buildings. Yeah. And they did have really good sandwiches last time I was there.
It was like a bougie Panera au bon pan, but like Northeastern infused.
Yes. Yeah.
It was easily accessible.
For Northeastern students.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, we're moving on to your interior decoration skills.
Oh wow.
Maybe not anymore. I can't tell from your room right now, but
Yeah, you can turn the camera.
I see the purple thing. If you're comfortable with turning your camera around and showing off for us.
Yeah, I got to disconnect from my monitor though, so my video about to freeze. Oh, are we back?
I think we're back.
That was
You can see
chill.
me?
That was chill.
Oh, bet. So this is my wall right now.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like the same it was like on campus.
Yeah.
I don't have my whiteboard anymore, but this is my mural of both people I admire and look up to, and also like people I had fun with. So in the little Polaroids, and it's all just good vibes, you know.
Mhm.
This is front facing Phineas. That's what my brother painted me for a gift.
Very
the most
generous.
cursed image in my room, though.
Front way. Oh
Yeah.
my god. What do you try to achieve? What do you try to achieve? What do you try to do when you're decorating your spaces? What's like the end goal?
For me, I really like organization and alignment. So like all of these are kind of on lines. For me, I am colorblind, so colors don't matter. But when I can line up some lines and stuff and it looks nice, like this grid pattern has been the inspiration for like my wall decoration for the past 2 years. So yeah, I'd say organization and alignment.
Good answer. Good answer.
What is, I guess, like, what's the thought process for you organizing and aligning? Is it just like how do you plan ahead? Like, I'm gonna get some random Polaroid and put it here and then like that? Or is it all like freestyling?
It's like a mix. So like I had, for those of you who hadn't seen my dorm, which is like everyone because no one could come into dorms last year, like I had this on my wall. And so I kind of had a layout already when I moved back home. But I'd say like I plan out just pieces in my room or on my wall that I want to be in specific places, right? So good vibes only had to be right in the middle. And then I built around it. And then for the little things, you know, like all the little tidbits, and this is not just for my wall, but for like the rest of my room too. I think you start with like a main centerpiece or something you want to build around. You can add little things that spark up the room a little bit. And that's kind of how I approach it. Y'all making me sound like a real interior designer. I feel like it's just
You
a bunch of
have it
pictures
in
on a
you. You
wall.
have it in you. Once you got the coin when you're older, it translates easily to paintings from, I don't know, man. Expensive shit.
We're just gonna be sitting around with freaking Basquiat
With
paintings.
Monet. Oh, yo.
Wow.
Both of them are on exhibit at the MFA. That's crazy.
He's gonna buy it from the MFA and then spray paint good vibes only over it.
That'd be some classic art right there.
Just kidding. He's not gonna do that. He's gonna treat the art very well.
You're
Yeah.
gonna treat it to a nice meal. Anyways,
What are like the aesthetics that influence your interior decoration style?
It's got to be warm and comfy. I think what I've settled on this LED light color because it's warm and comfy.
What color is that?
It is this one. I don't know what color it is.
you made it.
Yeah, it was a DIY. I said throw in some of this color and some. I think it's pink, right? It's pink. Like I'm pretty
That's
sure
a
it's pink,
fire
right?
color. That's
It's like
fire
a
color.
pinky purpley color.
Hot pink, maybe.
Shout out to all my color able.
Oh
folks.
wait, because you. Oh. Oh, okay. Heard. What are we talking about? Should we talk about sports? You want to talk about sports?
I was gonna talk about disabilities actually, but
Go for it.
okay. So I was like, I guess how does being colorblind affect your life in a way that like not colorblind people would like never notice?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Never
Facts.
noticed? That's a good question. I think the classic examples are always like, so you can't drive, right? Which sometimes is true. I can't say that I've knowingly ever zoomed past a light knowing if it was green or red or not. But ways people wouldn't assume. Maybe my wardrobe. My wardrobe is a lot of black, white, blue, and gray, because those are the colors I can see. For those of you who don't know, I'm red-green colorblind, extreme deuteranopia. So I confuse red and green, but green is made up of blue and yellow. So that makes up the whole color spectrum a lot. So I mix up my browns and purples. I mix up my oranges and reds. I mix up my pinks and whites. So yeah, sometimes tough, but I will say there are some cool benefits to being colorblind. Every once in a while, I'll see a green sunset, and that happens pretty frequently. And I've been told that that's pretty cool, and people wish they could see that, but that's kind of just a common occurrence. It's like a Thursday afternoon for me. So.
No, that sounds pretty sick. Wait, so is it a type of color blindness you have? Is that the rare kind?
I'd say it's more common. So like red-green color blindness is common amongst males, but the severity of my color blindness is more rare.
Yeah. Okay. Damn. Yeah. Yeah, I never thought about that.
Green
The
sunset.
wardrobe. The wardrobe.
Yeah. Green sunsets. I wrote my college essay on that. That's how I got into Northeastern. So shout out Colorblindness real quick, you know.
Yeah. Just
Word.
sell that experience.
I wrote
Mom.
about allergies.
Hey, disability gang.
Let's go. What'd you write about? August?
I'm not talking about it right now.
Okay, yeah, that's valid. That's valid. Okay. Yeah. It's intrusive. It's intrusive.
Like I would tell you, but my mom is watching. Anyways, my mom says the color of your room lights is fuchsia.
Oh, that's true. The
Thank you,
future is
Mama
now.
Escandon.
The future
Cosmic
is now.
fuchsia.
That sounds way cooler than what I said.
Pinky color.
Pink?
Pinky color.
Basically, the more syllables your color descriptors have, the cooler and like
Not, oh, dude, fuchsia. The combination of S, C, and H, so hard.
chartreuse,
Fuchsia.
Oh, chartreuse. Ooh.
like green.
What?
I don't know.
What you just
I don't know if
said.
you'll ever be able to see chartreuse.
Never heard of that.
It might. What if chartreuse looks like fuchsia to Jasper? Oh, anyways,
Oh.
do you want to talk about sports, Kevin?
Yeah, sure. So I guess like, so your main sport's lax, right?
Yeah, I was a homegrown lax pro since 3rd grade.
Are you usually the only person of color on the field?
Yeah, so lacrosse is obviously a pretty Caucasian dominated sport, especially in the Northeast. And all the schools and towns that we played had mostly Caucasian, lighter skin tone teams. And I was, for the majority of my like elementary, middle school career, the only Asian kid on the field ever. And then high school, my team, I'm from Medford. My team specifically had probably the most diversity out of everyone. So we had African American players. We didn't get any Latinx players because they all played soccer and they were way too good for lacrosse. But I think I was one out of like 4 Asians to go through the program during my time there. So yeah, for the most part, only Asian on the field.
So that I guess I think like something that like I didn't realize until I was informed of basically like I guess like the classism behind certain sports, like literally like the accessibility of lacrosse is so much more, and like hockey and like literally all the gear you need, the safety protection, and then you compare it to like soccer, which like all you need is a can, as August said, not even a ball, and then you can play soccer. I don't know. I guess I don't know where I'm going, but like I feel like lacrosse. I think August said, and I think I also read about it, but that like lacrosse is like indigenous, like
Mhm.
at its origin, and the fact that it's like only accessible to literally like like a suburban population.
Yeah,
I
I
don't. I
mean,
would say I would say like how would you feel, but also like you had no say in this. So like,
yeah, I mean, it's similar to hockey, right? So there's a ton of gear you gotta get. And it started like lacrosse started in indigenous roots. It was played by Native Americans, but they didn't have anything besides the sticks. Like they were hardcore. They didn't have pads or anything. Even early stages of lacrosse in America, they really only wore like helmet and sometimes gloves. But as the sport has grown and like safety regulations have gotten bigger, like big name capitalist companies try to capitalize off of the people playing lacrosse. And all these pads have been invented, all these newfound technologies, and it is a lot more difficult to like access lacrosse and just pick it up, right? It's not the same, like you said, like soccer. And it's also there's kind of a daunting learning curve to it. It's not like a natural motion. Like you have a stick and a ball, right? It's for like basketball or for soccer, it's like, or kick. I'd show you my foot, but we're on YouTube Live. But for lacrosse, it just is not as accessible for like intuitiveness, but also like you said, all the gear and stuff. So I'd agree, yeah.
How do you think, like, how has playing lacrosse affected you as a person?
That's a good question. It's definitely a sport I love. I got to experience the gratification of practicing hard and winning with like a team. Medford didn't have the greatest like lacrosse team in the past, but we kind of came up as underdogs and like have that underdog story under my belt. It was really good to just feel that like gratification of winning with the team. Not that we were even that good. We really only made the second round of like our conference, but it felt good. And I think the culture, the Laxboro culture, so unique and uniquely dumb at the same time. I wouldn't go back to it ever, but to have like that experience and that exposure is definitely something that I value because I'm all about perspective. So being able to see how different people operate and the values that they have, and if that's chugging beers and smoking zigs and kicking back with the boys every weekend, like that's on them, and I got to bear witness to that. And it's just something that I would have never been exposed to if I didn't play lacrosse. So yeah.
I guess his mom just asked if there's a lacrosse player stereotype, but Jasper kind of just answered it.
Yeah. I'd say
they
like
have to have Letty. They have to have lettuce.
Yeah, straight
like
lettuce,
pretty
bro.
much, kind of.
What?
Lettuce, bro.
Like
You
the
ain't never
lettuce
heard
at the
of
back
lettuce?
of like literally like it's basically just like the curly massive hair that I kind of have, except brunette or blonde.
Yeah.
White. Because they are whites. Yeah.
I didn't say that.
I said it just now. Okay. Do you wanna? Thank you for answering. That was very interesting.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you wanna play the game now?
Yeah, bro.
It's time for the
Sure.
game.
There's a game.
Share with that.
I do have your screen share. All right. We are playing the decoration game. Would Jasper put this decoration in his house?
Oh yeah.
Does Jasper dig the aesthetic?
Okay. Ready.
Starting off, Renaissance Christian vibes.
Renaissance Christine. Let's see.
Oh, I spelled that wrong.
Are we talking like the whole statue?
Like I was thinking like maybe a mini one, like for your coffee table. But like, would you fit this into your house in some form, into your home?
Black of that, like a little frame thing that's not too heavy.
I feel like it's kind of intimidating. Like if you're pulling up to a crib with like some kind of thing overarching, oh, I should know this. I took Buildings and Cities ARC 1310. Shout out Chris, who also took that class with me.
Chris.
Shout out Chris.
Shout out Chris.
Chris.
I don't think I would. I honestly think it's too intimidating. I'd be scared to walk up in my own house,
Alrighty. Next, Pastafarianism.
You really just put. What is that thing called? What is the thing that drains stuff called? I don't know. Colander.
Colander. I don't know about the pasta monster or whatever. Let's call him Greg. I don't know about Greg. He could be chilling. But I feel like the colander would be kind of a cool like fruit basket or something. You know, like
Oh,
they put fruit in a bowl,
Hmm.
kind of airs it out too.
Yeah.
So it's both aesthetically pleasing, but also practical
Functional.
use.
Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
functional. That's yeah.
then you can wash it in the same thing.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
Oh, wait.
Why don't we use colanders as
Why
fruit
don't we use
bowls?
this? Oh my gosh.
That's yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
So like the colanders, the Pastafarians eat colanders or use colanders, and they just put like wear them as hats, and like because it's like a pseudo, it's a religion. It's a religion. I'm trying not to be.
oh.
And so they put the colander on their head, and some of them have like gotten pictures in their driver's license with the colander on their head because it's like it's religious and religious freedom. So you get your driver's license and you have a freaking
Yo.
colander.
That's so epic.
Next, Hinduism. Hinduism is like a really old spirituality religion. And these three pictures do not encompass all of it. But
That's true.
I liked the energy of these three pictures. Would you put it in your house?
I think from the little that I do remember from like my world religion class back in 7th or 6th grade, Hinduism got some good vibes to it. But I don't know how religiously ethical it would be to have like idols of other gods in my house just chilling. One, if it's like offensive in terms of like I don't know what the word is, like putting up something that's not necessarily from your culture, you're not informed of, like just up in your house. I wouldn't feel comfortable about that. And then I don't know if I want a Hindu god just chilling around in my kitchen all the time if I don't know what they are.
Gotcha.
Okay.
But it's good vibes, yeah.
Next, white modern Christianity.
What is the first one? I have no idea. Is that bread?
Oh,
What is that?
it's a grilled cheese, but it's special because that's the Virgin Mary's face in the grilled cheese.
Oh, wait.
What?
Actually, I see it. That's actually
Yo.
crazy.
What?
This sold on
What?
It sold on eBay to a casino for like several millions of dollars.
But like it will mold though, so I don't understand.
But it has the Virgin Mary's face on it.
Facts. That's kind of crazy, to be honest. I would be the type to just plaster a piece of bread on my wall for no reason. White modern Christianity. I think that painting on the right might be a little too edgy. That's a lot going on, and I think
Is it a
it's
head cocked backwards? I think so.
I feel like it's supposed to represent the pain and anguish of Christ's sacrificial death, crucifix.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I might like I think we have some of these like Pinterest type, you know, verses up in my house, to be honest. And they kind of bring good vibes, you know, like just looking at a verse and you're like, oh yeah, the joy of the Lord is my strength. Shout out God.
Is it like a positive affirmation for you, or like you see that and be like, the Lord brings me strength?
I don't think I get like hyped up like, oh, the Lord brings me strength, yeah. But I think it's like a, you know, bringing myself out like back and rooting myself in like, oh yeah, God's there, you know, and like not getting freaked out about stuff. Even if that's like a little setback, like of calmness, that's the word. Like it's calming. Even if it's just a little bit, it's still that little nudge. It's good. So
Yeah. Okay. Next, Buddhism. Would you put
A
a
giant sleeping Buddha.
130 feet long in your house? It's
Is
made
that
out
like
of gold, and the feet are abalone.
I guess like, would you put it on top of your house? That's more valid. Without, if it like theoretically it wouldn't crush your house, would you put it on top? I mean, I guess you'd have to be Buddhist, but like still.
yeah, I mean, that's a power move. Power to whoever's house that is, to be honest. I have a slanted roof, so if they were like just like feet on the ground,
Whack someone.
yeah, I don't know if it's gonna fit on my house, but that's dedication to whoever's house that. I feel like that's a temple, right? That's got to be a
Yeah.
temple.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, next. Oh, did I skip one? Oh, I did skip one. New Mexican Christian art. Would you put it in your house?
Los Angeles.
Yeah, I think so.
I think so. I think if I have gone to La República Dominicana y Guatemala for mission trips, or they're called cross-cultural learning experiences. And I have some mementos of things from it. This is not necessarily New Mexican, not to,
Yeah.
you know, but
They're similar.
Similar, yeah. But in terms of, I think I would only put it in if I had gone to like New Mexico, or if I'd gone to Mexico, and like actually gotten it in like, I don't know, a vendor. That'd be super cool. Yo, August, take me to a New Mexican street shop.
Do that.
Word.
We'll make it happen.
Same.
Word,
same.
and then I can pick up some of those angeles and you know, hang them around my room.
Yeah. They could be like fun if you like drilled holes in your ceiling fan and then like hung them and then they just spin around. That's kind of chaotic.
Bro, but then it whacks someone on the head and they die. Yeah, my fault. My fault. Anyways,
I don't have anything. Next, Arab art. Okay, so
Arabian.
Arab, like, this is not Islamic art, and also like there's a lot of Arabs, and this art doesn't represent all of them. And also, it's like not. I don't think these are like spiritually based, I guess. But I thought they were cool, so I put in them.
I would say I don't live in a multi-complex building, so that picture on the left might be a little difficult to pull off in my house. But I would agree, these are kind of cool. Like that's a cool mural, to be completely honest. The artist must have spent mad time on that. And these little tent thingies. I feel like there's like it looks like on the top of the left one, there's like a hairy avocado. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that little dome.
Yeah, the little dome thingy. If it came with the avocado and it was that big, yeah, I'd take it. I'd put it up in my house.
Avocado. Yeah.
Big avocado.
Girl boss? Question mark. If we're being insensitive, please tell us.
I feel like I'm not qualified to say if this is insensitive or not, but
I was asking the audience.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
if you feel this is being insensitive, please tell us.
I mean, if we're saying that they're girls and they're bosses and that there's power to them, I feel like it's okay. You know what I'm saying? I still.
But would you
am
put
not
it in your
qualified.
house?
Yeah, would you put a live, laugh, love sign in your house?
Maybe when I'm like mid 40s, you know, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. I don't think I would put it anywhere before that age, because I don't know. That's not the vibe I'm going for. It's not like I feel like that's really good for like a home that you've established yourself in. That's what I'm thinking. Like that's a house that you live in. Whereas I'm thinking about houses like apartments and places that are kind of temporary, you know?
Okay. Damn.
Next, atheism.
Insight.
We did not know what to do for this.
I mean, the first one is, I guess. The
First one makes
works.
sense. Yeah. Searching.
Swimming in the ocean.
I mean, you get that framed. Print it at UPS.
Bro,
For
facts.
free.
I have a corner up in my my wall right now. I'm thinking the searching for the sea banana can just pop right in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think it looked nice.
Searching for sea banana. Sea cucumber.
Alrighty, well, that's all of our game that we have.
That was super cool. Thanks for putting that together, guys. That was really fun.
It was like kind of time consuming, but I'm glad you enjoyed it.
August did the most of it.
I see your effort. I see your effort, guys.
Yannick says, reject modernity, become monkey. I couldn't agree more.
Yes.
Okay. So we brought up, I guess we like sort of highlighted religion because we know you to be religious. And that's not really something, like religion was not really something Kevin and I were raised with. So like we wanted to understand like what religiousness means to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I appreciate you opening up a space for me to talk about it too. That's super cool. I guess background, I grew up in the church all my life. My parents are Christians, and I grew up initially at a Chinese Bible church, and then we moved to a more multi-ethnic church called Grace Chapel out in Lexington, Massachusetts. Still predominantly Caucasian, but multi-ethnic nonetheless. And for me, my spiritual journey has been only more in development as of late. So when I'd say it kind of hit the jump like halfway through my first year at college is when it really started to take off. Before then, no discredit to my parents or anything like that, but because I grew up in an environment where, you know, Bible stories, Jesus, and all these teachings were coming at me like every week, every single day, basically. I kind of just felt like it was normalized. I didn't feel like it was anything too important because I could just worry about it later. It's always going to be there for me, whatever, right? So it wasn't until I got to college where I found InterVarsity, which is the multi-ethnic Christian organization on campus, found a community of people and started to have like deeper conversations about religion and real life intertwining, but also just that community building of, oh yeah, we are a religious community at Northeastern. So I would say, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at in my a really brief overview of my religious journey, if you will.
Thank you for sharing. Where should we go from here?
It's just going to be like, what do you feel is the importance right now of like religion? Because my understanding of it is like, it's sort of like a communal spiritual space. But like, I'm like saying those words and like understanding what those words mean. My brain does not do that, sort of.
Yeah. I would agree. I think there is there are two fundamental aspects to religion for me. The community, and we often call that fellowship, in doing religion with other people. So and then there's the individual spiritual journey, right? And that's like not necessarily like you, but what you and God, or you and spending time with the Bible, or stuff like that. I would liken it somewhat to like school, right? So if we're talking about, I guess like organized religion and communities, it's like going to a classroom and learning with other people, right? You can learn and build ideas off of each other. You can do group projects in school, and it's kind of the same like in a church, right? You can go to a big sermon, kind of like a lecture. You can do Bible studies with one another and build ideas off of one another. But you also get individual time, individual projects that you work on. If something you're passionate about, like in school, you want to do an individual project, it's the same for church. You have your own individual journey, to each their own.
Gotcha. What has been your like individual religious projects, if you will, that like what's something that you've been working on, I guess?
It's a good question. I think one of the toughest questions when it comes to religion, and it's something that Christians get hit with a lot, is, oh, if they phrase it like, oh, if your God loves you so much, and if your God loves us so much, why is there so much pain in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are people hurting? Right. And I think that's something I've been continuously tackling on my own. Just trying to, how can it be justified that people who are good people are in pain, and people who are Christians are in pain? People who are good people but aren't necessarily of Christian following, don't get it, quote unquote, get into heaven, right? Like this unfair system, or somewhat seemingly unfair system of the human experience as a whole, is something I've been trying to tackle for a long time. That being said, not sure if it's the best individual project, like I was saying, like it's probably a community type thing.
Mm-hmm.
But going through that and thinking about it and journaling about it, processing my thoughts on it, has been something that I've been working on as of recent.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Answering big questions.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think it's been extremely relevant too with the Asian American hate crimes, especially against Asian elders, right? And the idea of, these people who have been outcast by society and have such a tough time, first of all, acclimating to a different society, first of all, but to be outcast continually, that seems like such an unfair experience. How would any creator, how would any God, how would any person or being let that happen? So I think in the frame of that, that's what I've been tackling. Definitely a big question. Sorry to yeet the room down, but
Oh, we're here for it. I think I'm here for it.
Oh, my fault.
not
I'm here. I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah. Okay, next question. What is like the connection between spirituality and organized religion for you?
Yeah, I would throw it back to kind of the school analogy again, too. In my eyes, again, I can't speak for all Christians, all people of organized religions and whatnot. But from my perspective, I would say organized religion has that communal setting to it. There's only so far that you can go on an individual basis, right? So you can read the Bible for hours on end, but you're only going to be limited to your perspective, right? And only your experience, your life experience is brought to the table through what you read and through what you perceive. So the fact that we have organized religion in a sense that we get to talk with one another about these things and we get to process as a community helps bring in those perspectives to then elevate your individual spiritual journey, right? So like, I don't know, like same with the group project. If you are stuck on a math problem and you're trying to solve it one way, and then you go to class and you see that your friend solved it another way, like completely different, easy. Maybe they just cheated, used a TI-84 calculator real quick. You can then use that in your own project and be like, yeah, wow, that's so cool. I never thought of it that way. I never saw that perspective. I mean, I think that's the connection, is like that back and forth motion, building off one another and having all those perspectives to grow together in our spiritual journeys on an individual level.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Actually, like, you don't know what to say. I guess we're trying to be most okay. Anyways, what would you say? What would you say are like the criticisms of organized religion that you have noticed yourself? Because like obviously August and I weren't raised on religion. Like no idea what's up. We're only gonna see the negative side. Not only gonna see, but that's gonna be elucidated as opposed to like because we weren't raised, it hasn't guided us in any way.
I think with organized religion, it tends to get down to like closing people into a box. Like you're forced into believing in a certain direction, and even if you don't necessarily believe that direction, because you're part of an organization that shows it to the mainstream media, or just non-religious people such as yourselves, we get that stigma around us of, I mean, like really tough stuff that I don't, there's so many, I don't want to go through all of them, but there's a stigma around things that have been interpreted in the Bible, things that have been passed down for generations through Christian teachings that don't necessarily resonate with everyone who associates them as associates with Christianity, right? So I think that tends to be the worst part about organized religion, being categorized under that big dome, whereas we don't all funnel into that same class of thought. But what do you guys think about organized religion? Like, what is your perception? I'm curious. What's, when you think of like organized religion, what does that mean?
You want to go?
I'll go first. So neither of my parents are religious as far as I can tell, but both of my parents' grandparents were pretty religious, and like especially my mom's. So they both like grew up under like Catholicness. And I think they being like they like rebelled against that sort of, and like didn't like the ideas that were like it, like sort of like you said, there's like I think they felt like the box was being forced on them by their parents, and so they like sort of don't like, not sort of, they don't like organized religion in general. And so like I guess that's like sort of a stretch, but it's like very easy for me to see the harm of organized religion, and like, but like at the same time I think it can be, or like it could be very helpful in a sort of like you said, figuring out like moral value problems, and like, and then also just like having a community that you can rely on.
Yeah, okay. So like anytime I asked my parents about religion as a kid, They were just like, we believe in evolution. I'm like that was like a valid answer as a child, but I don't even think that I don't know what that means to this day. It probably, I mean, like, they're atheism. They're like they're like very much, I'd say, like fact based, evidence based, believe in science. But obviously, like, I don't know what your parents do, but that doesn't necessarily mean they aren't scientists, you know. So
Mhm.
it's not like one or the other. But yeah, I mean, I just grew up. I guess like yeah, like with no like commute. Like we didn't like my parents are like they immigrated like 25 years ago. So like I'm a first generation immigrant. I think that's how it works. So like it's like we like I guess like so I see the appeal of organized religion in terms of the community. That makes sense for sure, and also the moral guideline that makes a lot of sense. But I think the perspective I've had from it that will like that's obviously subject to change is like the I guess like the upholding of like white supremacy, like colonialism, and like just like homophobia, like you know how the Bible has changed, all that, it clouds my perception of it.
Yeah, I think that is definitely difficult. I appreciate you guys for sharing too. Thanks. Um, I think the another thing for me that has been kind of paradoxical is um, there's this I don't know if it's a quote necessarily, but something that Penn and Teller, the magicians, said. They have like a lot of religious friends, and they were like, if you believe in this God and how great this message is, why haven't you told us? Like, and why, like, what does that show about how much you value our friendship? If you believe that if I don't get this Christian message, I'm going to hell, like, why aren't you telling me about this? Like, what does that say about me as a person? Right? Do you not value me? You want me to just yeet myself up and say it? You know, like this idea of, yes, this is a great message and we should share it with everyone that we know. Um, but we get stopped by the stigma. Like we don't want to come off as associated with some of those homophobic tendencies and white supremacist narratives. But then also, I think more difficult for me is I don't want to be like, this is the only way. Like this is correct and everything else is wrong. And I feel like that's a lot of times what the perception of Christianity or Catholicism has been, is like, this is the only way. You have to follow this strict guideline of da 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 da, and if you sin once, you're yeeted out. And that's not cool. You know, religion should be a safe space and community, and that's what I like about Christianity too, is that we know that we're all imperfect and we struggle, and that community sense like helps us, you know, strengthen one another and even in a sense console each other, because we're on that same level of, we're all struggling. You know, no one's perfect. These things in the world that come at us, like we can't handle them, but we're all doing this together. We're all in the same boat. So that was a lot of jib jab stuff that I just threw out there.
No. Okay, I like the concept that y'all realize that y'all are imperfect and that like the use of Christianity and organized religion is a guideline, not something to die for. Because like, okay, unless it is, who knows? But like, my perspective is like my association with religion is just it's like a radicalism. I think the radicalism like is pushed to the top. That's what I think it is. Obviously, it's not. If I like actually think about it, like the concept of like a moral guideline or a guideline for literally just anything you do in your life, positivity, like getting through things, is definitely, it makes like that if that's what like religion was outwardly portrayed as to everyone, including myself, I think like I wouldn't have as formed as many biases towards it as the media or whatever I've consumed. Because also on like on like social media, like religious people will like say something like exactly as you said, like if you do this thing, you're going to hell, blah blah blah. And also like the concept episode of like people praying after like a terrible thing occurs. Like they're like, God will heal their heart. I like remember seeing those when I was younger, and I was like, this is silly. I don't know. I'm not going anywhere, but just sharing.
Yes. Thank you for sharing, Kevin.
But I mean, like, no, that's not to say like all my biases hold. Like, I think as you literally just told me, and as I like have a better understanding of spirituality, it's not like something that owns you, that like you are completely entrenched in. It's just a guideline, literally. It's something to fall back on.
And I think like that's why it's important to have these conversations too, right? Like gathering more perspectives on a thing, and any sense of the way of how you grew up and what you believe in and who you are as a person. Like that's why I genuinely love having conversation with people and just doing life together. That's my big motto. Let's do life together, right? So I'm here for it. I'm here for this, guys.
Yeah.
Word.
My friend Yannick is asking, what kind of Christianity do you practice?
Yeah, so I've grown up in particularly non-denominational Christianity, which is just the all-encompassing. I don't know specifically, nor have I gone into specifics, but I've gone to non-denominational Christian churches for all my life.
Vague Christians? Is that what that means? Like,
Vague? Did you say fake or vague?
vague. Like,
I am not educated enough to speak on that. I think it's just there isn't a specific denomination, right? So if you're talking about types, like those are the denominations, like this is an all-encompassing.
holistic approach.
Yeah, that might be a better way to say it.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting.
I could be wrong. I don't.
So have you ever like been with your religious community and then someone says something and you're like, that's wrong completely. I do not agree with that at all. Has that happened to you?
Yes. So I think the interesting thing about Christian community and the church is that the only thing that unifies you is like the religion, right? Everyone comes from different backgrounds. So that's on a political scale, that's on a cultural scale, that's on a background scale. So every now and then you do get the outright right person that does say some whack stuff and uses some biblical justification for it. And it creates tension in the room that is sometimes uncomfortable. And those are difficult conversations too. Like I won't lie, those are exceedingly tough because we're taught to love our neighbor and taught to, look past these things. But when they do say something way out of pocket, and especially when they use biblical justification for such, it is difficult. So I have come across that many times in churches, yes.
How do you respond to that? I guess to a certain extent, it's like case by case is how you respond. But like generally.
Yeah, I think the general approach is, again, to have a conversation, right? And if you can get into an environment that is not antagonizing and sharing your input and not attacking one another, that's what you can hope for. That's the best that you can hope for. And being able to say your side without trying to force it upon them. I mean, that's for any conversation, to be honest. General respect for the other person and respect of their own opinion, which they are entitled to have. right? So I approach it to a sense of, let's have a conversation. Like, let's just talk.
Gotcha.
It doesn't always work though. Sometimes people just be like, yeah, you're wrong. Like, and then you're just like, I mean, okay, yeah, I'm gonna back off. Like, this isn't something that I want to perpetuate.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so like the Bible is really long, right? And probably like contradicting if you look for it. Like, so when and like it's sort of all up to your interpretation, right?
Yeah, yes, with a caveat of it being said in the Bible that, you know, this is God's word and what is in the word is true, right? So there are some things that you can't argue against, which is like, thou shalt not murder. Like, I think that's generally viewed as like a, yeah, you shouldn't kill people.
Yeah.
But it get nitty gritty. We have to look at context. So I think, yes, there are contradictions. I'll backtrack a little. There are contradictions in the Bible. Yes. So, you know, there are differences in times that are very stark. Like, oh, Jesus died in the day, or Jesus died at 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Like, there are things that say that. But again, my understanding is that God is perfect in his message, but the Bible is written through people who are imperfect. So you follow the train of logic as like, God is speaking through these people, but they are flawed in their own, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I've been. Again, there are a lot of stances on that, even alone, as in like, no, the Bible is 100% right all the time. And then other people say it's all up to your interpretation. You know, Jesus walked on water, so that means that you can love whoever you want. Yeah. You know, some type of stuff like people, it's all up to your interpretation. It's very polarizing. I personally believe you can love whoever you want. You should go love who you want, guys.
Okay.
Okay, word.
Yeah, I'm
Bet.
sorry. Yeah, I meant.
No, we never questioned that. We never questioned that. No.
But it's good to hear you say it.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. Guys, love who you want.
Love is love, guys.
Love is love. Right?
It's okay to not be normal. Just kidding. That's a joke.
It's what? What did you say?
Okay, you know what?
Ironically.
Okay, that's a
these
joke.
These
guys.
Yeah, conversations about religion are tough. You know, there's things that
It's a joke. It's a joke.
these are difficult
Wait, dude,
conversations.
that's a joke. Oh my god, that's on the air. It's okay, guys.
I'll be running that back later.
You didn't hear?
I did not hear what you said.
Oh, that's tough, bro. You have to watch all the way up to you don't know. You have to you'll have to find it.
We're 69 minutes in.
Oh, damn.
It's easy. It's easy.
69.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna skip the questions about capitalism because I don't want to talk about that right now because my brain.
Capitalism, dude.
Capitalism. Okay, but you're on co-op.
I am. I work in a capitalist society.
And he's getting capitalized on. Correct.
Sir.
What is your co-op?
Yeah, so I am a manufacturing engineer at Insulet. They are a medical device manufacturing company, and they produce a device called the Omnipod, which is a device for diabetics that delivers. Yeah, so it's like a little, I don't know, a pod Yeah, that goes on your arm, that goes on your thigh. It's controlled by a little phone, and it's continuous insulin delivery. So whether that's just throughout the day or after you eat, that's what insulin produces. And I work specifically on the manufacturing floor. So I'm the engineer that is responsible for trying to control and improve the robots that make a specific part of the Omnipod.
Which specific part are you in charge of?
So I work on the batteries and the springs, and then like the motherboard. So all of the electrical computer software components of it. I don't actually like know how any of it works. I just know where it goes. Like this is where battery goes, that's where the spring goes, and that's where the board goes. I don't like the software dev team all above my pay grade.
What is something that you've learned about yourself, like in these work environments?
I think that I work best with collaboration. I think one of the greatest things about this co-op is that it's in person. I work on the manufacturing floor, which is a clean room. So everyone's wearing gowns and lunch lady hair nets and masks, and it's definitely like you need to be there with the robots to know how it works, know how to get solutions. But being able to communicate with my manager, communicate with my coworkers about things on the fly is an environment that I thrive in and that I need to be productive. So I think, especially in these times, like that's something I'm learning is super necessary for me. So yeah.
See. Do you have any questions, Kevin?
No.
Hmm.
Wait, no, wait. Oh, I think the first co-op. Did you?
What?
Anyways, I got questions. Let me just think of them.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Oh, damn. Brain's slow today.
We
Kevin's-
did have like a mad tough conversation like 5 minutes ago, so
yeah.
totally understandable.
Yeah. I guess also like you work for a biotech company? Question mark. Would you put it under that?
Medical device manufacturing company. So yeah.
Very closely related to big pharma? Question mark.
Damn, why are you calling them out?
Is that a stretch or like?
I don't know. I still don't know how to feel about it. I think in terms of this is a device that is like helping people on a scale that is unlike any other. So the pod itself is so much better as to the alternative, the normative alternative of like checking your blood and then having to like self-administer through shots or something like that, right? This is something you can just slap on and like control from a phone, and that's especially useful during like night times or during when you're eating. You can just put in the food that you ate. It's super simple and it breeds efficiency and effectiveness, and those are things that I really value. That being said, it's still like a consumable product, right? So a pod only lasts 3 days, so you build up like you have to buy these constantly, and one, you're like putting a lot of waste into the world, but also like you have to keep on buying from Insulet. So I don't know, because I do truly see like the help and empowerment that Insulet is providing to people, because their lives are definitely improved, but there's a reliance on it and a big financial reliance. So to be thought about more.
Yeah. To a certain extent, you're only a manufacturing engineer, and you don't have that much control over the way the consumer and the product interact, right?
Right. Yeah. I only make sure that it's working once it gets the consumer,
Yeah.
which would be even worse if the product didn't work, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. That being said, you can still be like upset that it could be better in some way.
I've definitely thought about it in terms of, you know, it could be refillable, or it could be, you know, bigger, it could last longer, it could, um, there's a number of things which all could be from an engineering standpoint, but from my position in the company currently and the leeway I have is like basically an intern, from a personal standpoint, not much I can do about it per se. But you're right, I can still be upset. So
You can tell your manager
sure.
and get them canceled on Twitter or something. Yeah.
Yo, why is
I
my
think-
brain empty, bro?
So like one of my other friends is actually working for a big pharmaceutical company.
Mhm.
And I guess like the reason that pharmaceutical companies are bad is because of the way that they price gouge like their customers, because their customers like have a dependence on their product. And I've been working at an elder care home, and like I can sort of see a similar pattern where the company gouges the shit out of their customers and like wrings as much money out of them as they can. And like it's sort of upsetting to me, but I don't have any power to do anything about it. So like I guess I'm trying to like ask you what your reaction is to that sort of situation.
Yeah, I think very first off, I'm extremely blessed to have gotten a co-op this season. Co-op
Yeah.
season was super tough. The fact that it's in person, the fact that it's all these things is a blessing in itself.
Mhm.
And it is difficult because like I have thought about these things in terms of the efficacy and just impact environmentally and financially and stuff like that. I'm not sure. I haven't quite processed all my thoughts on it, but
Yeah.
you do raise good points on it, of course. And their big pharma has its own thing, and senior living homes, that's a whole other ballpark.
They're like, yeah.
Yeah, I know from my own experience with my grandma too, so I know what you're talking about. But I think Yannick asked if I'm also studying at Northeastern. Yeah, the way that Northeastern works is you go on co-op for 6 months, and during that time you don't have to take classes. So I actually chose to live back at home. I live in Medford. It's an easier commute for me because I'm out in Acton working. So in this semester, I'm not also studying. I'm just working full time. And then to Mama Escandon, actually, the Omnipod is kind of like this. I guess it's about the same size as this AirPods case, and it's not. I would say you can liken it to like a self-administering shot. Like it's external, so you would put it like on your arm like this, and it would just be there, but it's not intaking anything. So it's not like transfusing anything like an organ would. It's just delivering insulin into the body, if that makes sense. So that's what it be, from my understanding.
So like how people like would use like put phones on the things and like have the little armband. Is it sort of like held there in the same way?
So there's a adhesive backing to it. So you slap it on first, and then when you turn it on, it shoots a needle in, and then it stays in there with a cannula. And that's how it stays. So partially the cannula keeping it in place, but also just the adhesion. There's no band to it, which would be super sick, but yeah.
What? The cannula?
Cannula. How do you explain that? Just like a straw. Imagine a straw, but it's tiny.
Yeah.
I got some philosophy questions.
Oh, bet.
I forgot that I could hit you with them. All right. So
for it.
first off, trolley problem. What you doing? What you doing in the trolley problem?
What is the trolley problem, Kevin? You have to elaborate.
Okay.
Okay, you're
Oh
right.
yeah,
you're
you
right.
can
Okay,
elaborate.
So basically, there's
Which
this
trolley
trolley heading for the train tracks. The path it's heading on is 4 people, but with the flip of a switch, it could turn to a different track where there's only 1 person on it. So if you flip the switch, you're technically killing people because you're like maneuvering it. So it on purpose kills the person at the saving of the at the relinquishing of the other lives. But if you didn't do anything, you don't have any. You were just like, damn, they're gonna die. I can't do anything about it. But yeah.
Yeah. Nah, yeah, I got it. I took an ethics course in freshman year, and I don't remember a lot of it, but there's something to be said about action and inaction, and oftentimes their equality, right? So if you're standing at the switch and you choose not to touch it, but say that you didn't have anything to do with it, like that's sometimes false. It could be seen from a perspective where it's false. Like you had the choice that you could have flipped the switch. So abstaining isn't the same as like not having anything to do with it because you chose to abstain from flipping the switch. So following that mindset, yeet out to my last homie on the other train tracks. I think I'm flipping the switch.
Oh yeah, because like if you didn't do anything, inaction might be worse.
In
Yeah.
action, you'd still like be responsible for the other people because
could've
you
done
still
something.
had. Yeah.
Okay, valid. And utilitarianism, greatest.
There it is. Yeah.
I don't
What
know.
are you guys doing? Yeah.
I'm just like throwing poli-sci slash philosophy questions.
I keep it 100. I would probably be playing on my phone, but
You're playing Temple Run.
I would be playing friggin' Temple Run, or I'd be on Twitter. This trolley going crazy fast. Wow.
Wow.
Or I'd hit it that way. The trolley goes on both tracks and kills everybody. Cause I'm really about equality. That's pretty messed up for me to say. Anyways, your turn, Kevin.
All right. Okay, I'm literally just gonna throw questions we talked about in class. But how do you choose who to save in the pandemic? If you had to weigh between the lives of like a 20-year-old who hasn't lived the life to nearly like obviously only 20 years old versus someone who's like 50 who has already like gotten their education, already spent years of their life in the workforce, like already gotten the skills to do what they're meant to do, what they want to do, who you saving? The 50-year-old might have kids.
Yeah, that's the question of potential utility, right? In terms of you don't know what future values are, right? So you have to make split-second decisions on historical evidence and stuff like that. If I had my way in all the time in the world, I would make a massive. It's called a shoot. Why am I not remembering the name? It's a matrix of like all the utility that could be placed out, and you just choose the best utility. You know, like,
Maximize happiness.
yes. So that's my answer, which is also a non-answer. But there you go.
Wait, so you said the one that maximizes happiness?
Yes, for the benefit of society, though. Maximize happiness for society.
Hmm.
Okay, here's a fun hypothetical that's totally not about capitalism. What if there's two scenarios and you get to pick one, and one of them, the overall utility is higher, but it's because one person is just so overjoyed and everybody else has like utility of 0. And then the other one is slightly less utility, but everybody's equal.
Oh yeah, so you're talking about billionaires?
I'm totally not talking
You're talking about billionaires, bro?
For me, there's still like other variables that go into it. So in terms of, if we're talking like utility as in terms of the metric of like how much money you have, not that we're talking about capitalism or anything, but if you go by how much money you have, there are other factors that go into it, right? So like living status and just like quality of life, food, water, weather, I don't know, a bunch of things. I would argue that even though by the money metric alone, there's greater utility for the whole, if you take in all the variables, the utility is less for capitalist society as opposed to communal society, which is a greater utility, but also greater utility for all. You just wanted me to say frick capitalism in a way that I didn't say frick capitalism.
I would never make you say that. I would never make anybody say that ever. I thought it would be like a fun thought experiment to like offer a counterpoint to utilitarianism.
Bro, I mean the counterpoint of utilitarianism is that
it's dumb.
It's like the benefit of the majority, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's like the majority is what matters, right? Because it's the greatest pleasureness for all.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
But then it's like the whole criticism is that allows for complacency and like the normalization of like slavery. Like that's like slavery is technically utilitarianism because goddamn.
Okay, keep going. We're talking about how utilitarianism is stupid because it allows slavery.
I mean, no, under utilitarianism, slavery is okay because
is it because
what? I don't.
I think it's because the community is seen as one entity, right? So if you talk about the society and the utility of the society, you're not looking at individuals on a basis level. So there's no indexing of, this individual has this much where everyone else is down here, right? You're just looking at one value of utility for multiple beings.
Yeah. Okay, I'm getting hungry, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Last question, Jasper, are you ready?
No, hit me.
What is the secret to your swag?
Guys, thank you for having me on this show because I feel like I don't.
Okay. Different question. What is something that you do that is important to your swag that everybody else should do?
On a personal level, I think journaling. I think writing out your thoughts is super useful, and just being able to process things through written, not just thinking, but like written stuff, super dope. But also, on like a outgoing level in society, like break norms. Don't adhere to social norms. wear a comfy on a Zoom if you want to, you know. Yeah.
Word. Good answer. Good advice. I agree. Journaling is good. Journaling is good. August.
How Twitter is close enough.
Open journal, boys.
That's right. It's open and I can edit it whenever I want. Just delete tweets. Rip out the journal entries.
Whack.
You can do that on paper. Just rip it out. Erase. Cross out.
Yeah, you rip it up. You light it on fire. Burn book. Thank you so much for coming on our show, Jasper. We really enjoyed talking to you. It kind of hurt our brains,
Yeah.
but it was worth it. Very swag.
It was a good conversation, an open space, insightful, very well articulated from Jasper.
Thank you
Thank you
to
for your time.
who showed up and
Sorry, what? I cut you off.
I was saying thank you to everybody who showed up and watched the video.
Damn, we've had 7 guests for a while. That means some people stuck through for 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you for sticking around and thinking that I'm worth like what, 2 hours almost. Whack.
If you round up, it is 2 hours.
True.
Yeah.
Always down to have conversations with people.
Heck yeah.
Facts. We'll have those at IRL. Once you're
Journal.
vaccinated.
Don't listen to other people. Theme song alert.
Oh damn! But those 2 are technically like. I do too, bro.
I'm on the swag.
Kevin is
Oh
dead.
shoot! Did we say shout out Ocean Host?
We didn't. Shout out Ocean Host.
I don't know the last time we said that on the show.
Shout out Ocean Host, boys.
Shout out to Chris. Oh, Jasper, tell him who's next.
I don't know who's next, bro.
It's Yannick. Yannick is next. Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's 11 Germany time and 3 Albuquerque time.
Quick math right there, boys.
Theme song Go Dummy? That's freaking right. Unlock the swag. Beep boop beep boop beep boop.
Is that made by Steve?
Yeah, that was made by Steve.
Yeah, he made that shit. He cooked it up.
He made it in like 3 minutes, literally.
Look at my D&D lighter.
Oh.
You mean Dungeons and Dragons?
D&D. No, do not disturb. No, D&D because it's a 20-sided dice thing. Yeah, it is. It's a 20-sided die.
I thought it'd have a dungeon and a dragon.
Uh,
This graphic kind of Go Dummy.
Yes, sir.
Yo, that's
Shout
pretty
out-
hard.
That's it.
That's pretty hard. That's pretty hard.
Yannick, I promise I'll make you a better one for Monday. We're gonna post it all over our Instagrams. Everybody will be like, "Wow, so cool."
Wow, so cool.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, we didn't even talk about.
What?
I wanted to talk about like Christianity being used as a tool for white supremacy to erase.
That's pretty heavy. Pretty heavy.
Yeah, that's maybe too heavy. Maybe we'll have you on another time, and then especially because you're a person of color, and like there is like an indigenous Chinese religion. That's not.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Definitely for another time.
Yeah.
Thanks for diving into religion though. That's a scary conversation to have for
Yeah,
anyone.
I don't know the last time. I don't think I ever talked about religion. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like that ass.
Scary to do it on the internet too. Guys, love who you want. I feel like I have to push that message out even more.
No, I really
Love
said.
who
I
you
really
want.
said it. Yeah.
What did you say?
Oh, you didn't catch it.
I didn't hear it. We're still on the air. We're still on the air.
No, guys,
I always wanted to use this picture, but I never found a good way. I think, oh, I should have put like a flaming police car in the background of this.
Why?
And then Yannick with the hands and like gallons of, oh, have you seen, it's sort of like been a meme text. There's been like in like graphic design circles, there's been a lot of stuff talking about how like oversimplification trend and how that's bad. And then there's also been a meme text going around about like, it's sort of like an impact font, like the one I used, but it has like a flame sort of like after image, or like it's like a shadow almost, but it looks like a flame. And then that, and then Yannick with his big hands holding like things of gasoline.
that'd be epic.
It could be like, you know, when the Joker explodes at hospital, it'd be like that. Yannick and his Joker moment. If you had a Joker moment, what would it be? Do you know what I mean by that? Maybe you're just not on Twitter enough.
When I was I was on a TV show, and are we still streaming?
We're still streaming.
I was on a TV show, and basically at the end of the show, the TV host was not there anymore, whatever that means, you know. Like, he was not present. He's not
Me?
present.
Are you talking about me?
Are you thinking it's a movie Joker?
Yeah.
Like the latest one, right?
Yeah.
Joker moment? Yeah, that was my Joker moment.
Oh yeah, when you're on a TV show and he makes fun of you, and that would be your Joker moment.
And then like after that, he's not there anymore for whatever reason.
Because you shoot him in the face.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
Is
that.
That would be your Joker moment.
Yeah, that'd be my Joker moment.
My Joker moment. You go first, Jasper. I haven't thought of one.
I'm not on Twitter. I haven't watched the Joker movie either, so I can't really speak to this.
It's your moment when you turn evil.
Um,
You just like completely go batshit crazy and turn evil.
for no reason.
Well, not for no reason. This moment is the reason.
Diamonds in my pearls. I see. Thank you. I designed it. Not your average girl. Open up and bite it.
When I'm at when this actually happened too. Not that this is the only thing I can think of. Not that I went evil at this moment either, but like I feel like this would be a Joker moment for someone else. We was at the Texas Roadhouse, and our waitress came in with like 12 glasses of water, and then she just right onto my brother. Like mad water everywhere, a bit of glass, and like we hadn't even gotten our food yet, so
like hangry.
Like it was a bad long wait. It was all dripping. Like they tried to like make it up to him by giving us like a Texas Roadhouse t-shirt for him to wear, but it didn't fit him because he was mad small and all the employees are like above 16. So like I feel like that would be a Joker moment for some people, because when you hangry and all of a sudden you like dripping wet, like
you thought the waitress was bringing out your drinks, but actually they're not for you, and she just spilled.
At least it was water, man. If it was like soda,
wine,
if it was milk,
red wine,
milk.
Red wine at the Texas Roadhouse.
If it was milk, bro. If it was oat milk.
If it was milk, oh my gosh.
And your lactose intolerance.
Oh no.
So you poop your pants? That would be terrible.
Yikes.
Damn, I'm tired and hungry.
Wet and hangry. That's right, Yannick.
What's your Joker moment, August?
My Joker.
Have you seen the Joker?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Joker in like the same weeks like very close together, so that was not a good time.
Oh,
I went with Seb.
You saw it with Seb
Yeah, I saw it with Seb.
Joker?
Joker.
Oh wait, yeah, I think I remember that. You were
Yeah.
like watching, yeah.
It was pretty epic. What is my Joker moment? I don't know. I feel like I'm always clowning around. Right?
I get it. I get it.
That's
I
pretty
get
bad.
it. I get it.
Oh, actually, it was when. Do you remember that one time we were at that one party at the very beginning of the year, and then I told that one kid to play the baby, and he was like, "You fucking idiot! I'm not playing the baby. Why would I play the baby? That'd be just as bad as playing Young Gravy." And then like some pretty girl like walked up to him and was like, "We play Young Gravy," and he was like, "Okay, sure." And that was it right
Oh
there.
yeah.
That was it. I've been evil ever since.
you've been hitting trains and killing everyone ever since.
Yeah, and blowing up hospitals or something. Yannick says his Joker moment is when people don't wear their masks in the subway. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
That's valid.
Imagine being able to take the subway places.
Unlock the swag. Skeet, skeet.
Frick.
Unlock the swag.
The baby.
What should I eat? I haven't done any food prep yet, and it's 8:35.
It's terrible. The baby.
I just like eat snack. It's fine.
Is this the longest episode?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, guys. We had the longest episode.
What do you mean imagine having to take the subway places, Yannick? Subway is great. Frick cars. Frick cars.
It's the longest episode. Xander's was an hour and a half. This has been an hour and